What's up, everyone? This is Isaac from Hunger Smash Fitness. I wanted to do a video today. Many of you may not necessarily be following it, but there's been a lot of talk back and forth because Hafthor Bjornsson is planning on breaking Eddie Hall's world record. So Eddie Hall back in 2016 deadlifted 500 kilograms in an event with the calibrated plates, everything else. 500 kilograms is a lot of weight. No one had done that before in that setup. So he holds the current world record for the deadlift. There have been some people who have done more with a like a rack pull or the Humvee tires or something like that, but with a standard deadlift, Eddie Hall holds the record. So Hafthor is saying that he wants to break this record and he wants to do 501. And I completely understand where he's coming from with this. However, since all the competitions have been canceled right now, he is planning on doing it in his home gym. And granted, he's hiring a World's Strongest Man referee, so Magnus Vermagnuson is going to be there recording his lift. But I do not think that it should be recognized as an actual lift. Now, granted, I'm not a World's Strongest Man. I'm not on the board. I'm not a decision maker. Nothing like that. But just from the standpoint of, as a fan of the sport where I'm standing, all of the other records have been broken in competition. All the records stand in competition. So if you're going to break a record in your gym, it's really, in my opinion, I think it's really opening the door for a lot of very negative issues that'll come up in Strongman. And you're really going to open the door for kind of anything, and it's going to be really hard to backtrack out of. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that I take Eddie Hall's side in everything with all this that's been going on. I'm not saying that, but I do feel like Hafthor, it's not, Hafthor's going about it the wrong way. Okay, I understand the competition was canceled. You still want to get this world record. You're planning on peaking at that time. It's tough to try and plan when to peak because you're not, just like bodybuilders aren't in stage level of fitness all the time, strongmen are not world's strongest men all the time. They plan out their peak so that they are their absolute strongest during the time of competition. And since the competition doesn't look like it's going to happen, Hafthor still wants to peak at this time, and he still wants to get this world record, which I totally understand. But if they're going to recognize that this record happened in his gym and it's still going to be held as a legitimate record, I feel like it's really going to open the door for anything. There have been a lot of people who have done, gym lifts that are not recognized as world records because it's not at a competition. You're not doing these other events. There's a lot of other stuff that goes into it. There's a lot of, when you're in front of a crowd, performing in front of people, that there's a lot of pressure, all that. So in my opinion, I do not feel that this deadlift should be recognized as a legitimate world record if he gets it. I'm not saying that Hafthor is not strong. I'm not saying that he could pull 501 in a competition at some point. I am just saying that at this time, if he's doing it in his home gym, even if he has a World's Strongest Man judge come and oversee it, and I trust Magnus's rulings, but I just don't feel like this scenario is a good way to go about it. The performing in front of a crowd, when you have the stress from the competition, when you're fatigued from having already competed. So most of the other world records have all been achieved during competition. You're already doing other events. You're not sitting at your gym priming just to do this one lift. So I feel like it sets the stage just to be a little unfair to the other competitors, basically. And it's going to put World's Strongest Man down a road that I don't think they want to go down. And so, like I said, I'm not a competitor. I'm not a World's Strongest Man competitor. I'm not a judge. I'm not anything like that. Other people have produced videos on this that I feel are much better at explaining it and talking about the history of it. Brian Shaw did a video where he really laid it out very clearly, and I feel like he did a really good job of that. But yeah, I just feel like at this time, it's not a good thing. So anyways, that's all for today. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Continue to stay safe. Try and stay away from that coronavirus. It's not a lot of fun. So anyways, that's all for now.